Welcome back to the 75-gallon mixed reef aquarium. My name is Jason. We'll start off with a quick check-in on the phosphate levels. So we're right in to the countdown. Came back 12, which comes out to be 0.037 ppm. Been struggling with low pH, so I started dosing an hour before lights out, 1 teaspoon of soda ash. And I am also switching back to original supplier of soda lime pellets for the skimmer, and that seems to have solved it. Quick look at the 5-gallon caulk washer container. That Tunze pump, I believe it's a 6085, has been sitting in there. And so when I'm mixing my caulk washer, I run it once in the beginning, maybe for 10-15 minutes. To mix up the caulk washer, and then I just let it settle, and the pump actually sits in the solution until the refill. That 5-gallon container usually gives me about 6 or so days. Quick look at the skimmer, Tunze 9415. I have been moving the outlet for the calcium reactor from the skimmer ozone port back to, that semi-second chamber to see if I notice a difference in the pH. Over here above the refugium, I added the Kessel Tuna Sun 160. And so one of those experiments that I wish I had saw out, and I didn't, and so I decided to give it a try. I've been running the H160 for a while, recently added the Tuna Sun 160, and we'll see if I notice any difference in growth. Here's a quick shot of what the tank looks like. On the left and right, you have the Tunze 6040s that run opposite, and then there's 2 wave boxes in the back that you can't see. As far as livestock, everyone is doing well. I added some new corals. 2 fish have gone missing: the royal Gramma Basslet, and then also the bicolor Dottyback. So I'm just going to assume that they're no longer in the tank and have died. Over here, looking at supplies, I picked up a second brine shrimp hatchery. I've been rotating those every 3 days. And then in the background, you can see the Red Sea coconut carbon, and then also picked up New Life Spectrum algae wafers, the 300 gram. Upgraded from the 150 to the 300, so that should last me a little bit longer. Here, just a quick look at how I do the Red Sea Blue Bucket. Each dime represents a cup, and so I usually just do that to keep from dumping a big bunch of salt into the water all at once. Here's the 20-gallon brute container, and there's 2 6095s at the bottom that help mix the water, since I'm repurposing those from the display tank temporarily until I get a new build. Here's a look at the return pump. I'm upgrading the return pump. The big difference here is pretty much the exact same one. The main difference being Tunze has gone through and updated their controllers with that blue piece. And so, since I didn't have a backup, normally when I do a water change from the sump, I'll just take the return pump offline, clean it, and just put it back online. And now I can just simply swap them out. But most of the pumps that I have utilizing on my tank are controllable. And so they are run through the Smart Controller 7000. It works pretty well. But again, it's not like a Apex, which I used to have in the past, and there's a video on the reasons why I got rid of that. And so now with this new controller, Hydrus, I'm going to venture into the controller world again. And I think one of my particular keys for success is the manual dosing. And so instead of for me and my tank relying on automated dosing due to my own personal comfort level, So I'm giving that another look, in particular picking up a couple of the Kamoer. The forehead, I'll probably pick up the continuous, and then 2 or 3 of their X1 Pros, the all Wi-Fi. And my understanding is they should all connect through the Hydros. Here's the Hydros WaveEngine. I actually picked up the wrong one. Those yellow connectors do not work with Tunze pumps, just the way that design is set up. And so the idea with the WaveEngine is you can consolidate all your power bricks from 4 to 1. Unfortunately, doesn't currently work with the Tunze pumps. It may in the future, I'm not sure. So I'll be returning that particular product back to Marine Depot and exchanging it out for the actual Hydrus controller. And so here is a, this is the mixing pump for the 20-gallon brute. And so I do use this for both my freshwater and saltwater aquariums, so that's why the tubing is a little bit transparent, and then you can see some of it has been fully used and is opaque looking in the tube. So yeah, need to switch that out, but no harm, no foul. It doesn't impact the saltwater tank, so I just kind of keep it moving. So that particular pump is just a plug and play. It's not controllable. Doesn't really need to be for a mixing station. And so that's a quick update on some of the new products that we'll be adding shortly onto the reef tank. So quick shot on the right hand side of the tank. We added some new corals overall. On this particular side, in the back you can't see it, but there's a Carnation Coral in the back right corner. High flow area, very, very low light, and there's a lot of nutrients that goes through there. I also added a Indo gold torch, and I think I'm going to add a third one just to fill out this area.